Hey, Frank Ahearn, privacy expert and blackmail consultant. I'm going to talk about extramarital affair blackmail, also known as sugar daddy blackmail, and the things you need to be aware of if you're in that situation, and things you need to consider before you break it off, and how to deal with while you're breaking it off. Number one, men who get involved in extramarital affairs and sugar daddy situations never even consider that it could turn into a blackmail situation. One of the dangers is that it can sometimes escalate into stalking, really aggressive stalking, because an extramarital affair, from your perspective, might be just a physical thing, and the other person might have emotions, fall in love with you, not want to let you go. And the sugar daddy situation is always transactional. It's about money, it's about getting paid, and it's really a Forrest Gump situation. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That person you had a really great time with can turn into your worst nightmare. You have to remember that this is not a relationship, it's not a friendship. And men make this mistake when they contact me all the time. They're like, no, we had something going, there was something between us. If you're putting a couple of $100 on the table, it's about the money. It's not about them liking you. So you have to recognize that right off the bat. Often what happens is the individuals who are in the receiving the financial money, and recognize that this is a limited situation. They save for a rainy day. They sometimes take photos of you that you aren't aware of, look into your private life. One of the big mistakes some men make, especially those with a lot of money, is that they'll fly the person to their home city, put them up in an Airbnb for a while. And it's a huge mistake because you've brought that person into your world. I worked one case where the woman found out that the husband's wife owned a boutique clothing store, and she started going there, and she took pictures of her and the wife together, posting it on Instagram. And next thing you know, this individual is knee deep in his life, and getting rid of her was terrible. And I know it sounds terrible, the idea of getting rid of someone, but sometimes you're in a situation where it becomes toxic. So the most important thing is, before you exit this relationship, you have to determine whether this is going to be a strictly blackmail situation where they're looking for a payoff, or is it going to turn emotional and into stalking? Because if it turns into stalking, that's a whole other way of dealing with things, because you got to think about safety, family safety, and things like that. In the blackmail situation, the way to exit these things are to, pull out of it slowly, start cutting the money off, and, be busy. And when the time comes, you're walking away, they're going to ask for a big hit of money, and you can't pay it. Because if you pay that big hit of money, they're coming back for more. Blackmailers always come back for more. Now, you may not hear from them for like a month or two, or maybe 3, but next thing you know, 4 months later, something's up in their life, they need your help, they're back again. So once you cut it, it has to be cut, point blank. And getting out of blackmail is always about stalling the payment. Look, the time's not right, I just need a little time, let me wrap my head around this, you're asking for a lot of money. So it's really dodging the issue of funds. But the bottom line is, if you need help, my name is Frank Ahearn. I'm an expert at ending relationships, hostile relationships. I've ended marriages. I pose as husband, wife, doctor, rock star, priest, rabbi, you name it. And I've gotten my clients out of the worst possible mess. So I take over, I pose as you, and I fix your problem. Any questions, reach out and be safe.